Alright, let's talk about that Wringer. This is recorded during the first rotation of its appearance, so not all tech may have been figured out yet. This is an early guide, so some things I might say grain of salt, but overall I think I have a pretty good idea about how it works. And for the most part, it can be compared to Range Blaster, except that I feel more advantages than disadvantages over it, so yeah, it's basically a better Range Blaster. What that means, let's look. This is the painting pattern if you select straight. Alternatively, you flick the thing. A bit hard to control, so probably prefer to straight slashes or slightly sideways to paint. What you may also have noticed, the main gimmick of this weapon is it fires 2 slashes. Also, of the wall paint. Nothing special here. It's a fairly decent width at the top. It'd be nice for Marunas by lift painting, stuff like that. Or even those small walls here. Cover a pretty wide space, so you do not exactly get by a low fire rate. Of the slashes deals 125 damage, for a total of 250. And this is exactly where I got the range blaster comparison from, because same number essentially makes matchups very similar. Right, but another thing about how the weapon itself works mechanically is 12 shots. That would be 2 more than PvP equivalent actually. It only lands at 10 shots. Another interesting thing is it can cancel animation, so what I'm doing now is I'm just holding ZL all the time. I'm firing the weapon. I'm already in ink again. The shots are still coming out and you cannot possibly lose your second flash that way as well. You're always gonna get the 2. So you already have a lot more mobility in the range blaster in every way. Because that thing is, cursed with its lag and stuff. Do not really have that here. We do have here though some ink recovery delay as well. Right here. Not forever. According to Wikipedia it's apparently 50 frames, but doesn't even feel that long. And that's why they took that value from, maybe right from the start of firing the weapon and then include the animation that or something. Could be. There's a delay, but it's not too long. And what you typically wanna do with this anyway is fire multiple splashes and lethal fire, make rid of time fire multiple. But if you recover less times, then of course you will also have times. Probably mentioned that with other weapons that are affected by this as well. Nothing new there. So, enemy matchups. Of course this is amazing against letters if you can manage to shoot over them instead of straight at them. With vanilla slasher or some other things as well, like rushes typically. Cohogs, of course, they do get to that. Multiple cohogs with the same 2 shots, that is something the range blaster cannot even do. Actually it can do when it's exactly 2 cohogs. For more than that, it can be a little bit volatile because you have that 250 plus 150 combo there. It's just always 150. We can look at fall off here too. Turns out this doesn't even have fall off. Very surprised about this, but yeah, which of course makes it even better. You can just stand somewhere up high and you will not even lose damage. Well, again, be really interesting on now, and they imagine the red set spawn. You can literally just sit on top of the ship and you can hit a bunch for max damage. It will of course not make the map easy or anything. It's not you have. When boss matchups, again 500 damage from 2 shots. Essentially 500 HP bosses take just as long to kill as steelheads. A little bit funny here. Of course that doesn't mean you should ignore steelheads or anything, you still have a bunch of range that other weapons will commonly not have. So yeah, are good against pretty much everything. And of course Drizzler might also be a bit tricky because you do need 4 shots, you cannot do it with 3 and might be strict there. Yeah, to get it right you can buffer inputs here. Like you do not tap at the right time or anything, looks like all the other slashes. But the animation of the first shot is still going on. And already holds the R for the next shot, and as long as you keep holding it until it comes out, you're gonna get it framed perfectly. How they all work. Then big shots. Gonna need 5 shots, I believe. 55. You can of course also hit lessers at the same time if you like angle the shots correctly. Or fire them up high enough and stuff. Speaking of angling, there's also of course this thing that you critically do. It may not be useful for fish sticks, I haven't gotten around to messing with it yet. But the way it's useful for lessers, if you're like in a ledge that is slightly above the ground that they get over, but are just walking by, then this could be decent. Unless it's actually able to hit you, which is approaching you, then just shoot straight ahead or only angle at C, I would say. Because if you do this whole thing, then what can happen is... Start right there, I guess. You could miss something that is right in front of you by accident, and that's default to slushing straight ahead when that happens. Yeah, I've mentioned fish sticks, so if you just shoot at fish sticks from below, then you can hit like 3 of the little things with 1 shot. If you get the timing right, then that'd be 3 shots total. If you don't get it right, might 4 or 5. It's a bit finicky, of course. Many things. You do have the range anyway, so it's still one of the better weapons for fish sticks. In a similar way to blasters can be slow at times. So make sure to take your time and make sure the ground is clear, and if it's not clear, then feel free to abandon the thing and clear the space around you first, and back to the fish stick a bit later. And then I believe it should be possible to like snipe them around. But if they just end it, then there will be lessers spawning from out of them. Be careful that they don't actually reach you while you're doing that, like do not have perfect coverage on them, I believe. But if the litter's already been there for a while, then it cannot spawn any more lessers. Could just do that. However, I mean, at that point you can as well just come under it. Get away. Yeah, you're flexible there, is what I'm saying here. And of course on the typical maps where you have like high grounds and that's a lot, like again, the art as well. You can just, stand on the high shots at them and go down easy. And stingers, of course, stingers are rather slow with this. They have 7 parts and your shot takes out exactly 2 parts pretty much. I'm not sure if there's technique available to like get more than 2 parts. But what that means is for slushes. What I would recommend doing there, to like roller bomb it while approaching. Then you need to do between 2 and 3 more slashes. Usually 3. I've had a case in gameplay where 2 were enough. It's not consistent to plan with 3. Like maybe something else hit it, or maybe I actually did fire a third slash somewhere and I didn't count it or something. But yeah, bomb plus 3, or 4 without bomb. That should cover all day with enemies. Let's talk a bit about night waves. Rush, of course, you can filter nicely. But you will be weak at point blank, of course. And with Goldie kills as well. That's probably one of the faster Goldie killing weapons. But yeah, if you do miss a single of our slashes, then you get a lot slower, so careful there. Ideally other weapons will hit the Goldies as well, but then you'll be safe. For gorillas, this weapon can do like everything moderately well, but nothing amazing. Like you can do small free control with it. There are typically better weapons for it. The DPS value is I no idea. Like eventually it will pop up and hurt somewhere. It should be like roughly a target DPS like 350 or something. Maybe it's actually 400, I don't know. Probably not more than 400. Yeah, really, it's just about it. Yeah, pretty much. And of course, for stunning, what you can do for an approaching gorilla is fire right over it, should hit the tail for a bit of chip damage. That is actually useful. So once the gorilla actually approaches the ambush point, just get stunned. Do that with various weapons. With this one it's probably easier than with many. Mothership, not much to say. You can be pretty much wherever and hit a bunch of chain nukes, and efficiency is good enough that you can work on extras nicely as well. Like around the mothership approaching in particular, there will probably be a lot more lessers after it has been repelled. So they're really good against lessers, so engage in clearing them. Others don't have to. Mud mouse, focus bombs and clearing smaller lessers. If there's no good co-op weapon in the comp, then you can do the cohogs as well, or focus the cohogs even if there's another nice weapon for the small. Yeah, this comp here where it premiered, for example, we would have a better cohog weapon here with the Squiffer. Yeah, with this comp you would focus, as I've said, price and especially comes. Really not even the small phrase, maybe because paintbrush is here. And the girl as well, but one shot the small phrase. Yeah, as always it depends on the comp. Goldie seeking. Control lessers, but also hit the Goldie, of course always hit the Goldie. Once the Goldie has been killed, focus lessers. Tornado, again, good for lessers if you are not handling them with specials entirely. Yeah, that was a night waves. The result, the weapon, the hull. Nice one, I'd say.